One of the great joys about living in the Bay Area is that we have wonderful cities, and these cities are great walking towns, none greater than San Francisco.
Absolutely.
Greg Pabst, you're a professor at the University of San Francisco in communications,
Right.
and you've been leading walking tours, free walking tours around
17 years.
17 years.
That's right, yeah.
And what's your organization?
San Francisco City Guides.
That's great. Well, you're going to give us 3 great free walking
Sure will.
tips here in San Francisco that you lead. Let's go to a place that hides in plain sight, busy, intense, downtown San Francisco.
Downtown San Francisco is great. I mean, people work down there. The population of the city, I think, increases to 20% more when people come to work in the morning. And sometimes people get off BART, they go into a building where they work, and they do their work, maybe go out for lunch, and then go back up, and when the end of the day is over, they get onto that BART train and they go home.
They have
But
no
there's
idea what's around them.
all kinds of things that are really amazing in downtown San Francisco.
Well, if you were leading a tour down there, what are some of the things you'd show
Well, we
us?
lead a tour down there, and we show people roof gardens, beautiful oases right in the middle of the city, parks that they wouldn't know if they didn't know which streets to take. We go into, you remember when banks looked like temples?
I do, actually.
Remember?
I
It
do.
wasn't a little thing you slid your card into, but I mean, it said beautiful sculpture and art inside. We take people into some of those, and people always come back saying, you know, I only work 4 blocks from here.
And I didn't know this stuff was
didn't
here.
know it was here.
That's the great thing about San Francisco is that it has all these nooks and crannies
Yeah,
and
it sure
little
does,
places to
yeah.
kind of come in. And things like you said that, you know, the roof gardens, for example.
Roof gardens are beautiful. There's one that's about 11 stories in the air, and you get a great look down at the old Federal Reserve building, and a great look at the tops of the buildings that you don't see from the street perspective.
So downtown San Francisco filled with nooks and crannies.
Absolutely.
You know them like the back of your hand.
We know where they are.
And you know the Golden Gate Bridge differently than most of us do. And what do you show us on the Golden Gate Bridge?
What we do is we'll start at the Strauss statue, and we'll talk about Strauss and why people didn't believe the bridge could be built. And people said, you're crazy, you can never get this thing built. Well, he did, and we'll tell the story of how that happened. We walk out on the bridge, and the great thing about walking is you got a chance to go slow and look and really absorb some of the things you see. And out on the bridge, you get these wonderful views that people recognize. I mean, there's people walking and running across all the time, but they really don't understand what's going on. I mean, the story of the builders themselves is pretty exciting.
The Halfway to Hell
The
Club.
Halfway to Hell Club, Tubbs Cordage Company made a net that went underneath the bridge, and if somebody fell off and were caught in that net, they were then in the club because they'd been halfway to hell.
All right, well, let's go to some place that's not hellish at all.
Okay.
Chinatown, wonderful, fascinating place.
Absolutely.
What do you like to show people in Chinatown?
Well, everybody thinks they know Chinatown because they walk along the pond. People who live in Chinatown know Chinatown differently. And what we try to do is give people an insider's view. We go to shops, to stores, to a fortune cookie factory, things like that, that you couldn't, if you went exploring, you could find yourself, but in just a couple of hours, we can give you the condensed version of all that. And you get a sense that you've been in an actual neighborhood where people live.
Oh boy, it's all sounding great. Let's go take a free walk, give you guys a donation
Okay.
maybe at the end of it,
Absolutely. Always accept a donation.
and have a heck of a lot of fun.
Yeah, let's do that.
Great, thanks a lot.